I have here not yet devoured Easter candy. Why? Frankly, I'm hungry. Also, I have Easter stories to share, which, like this candy, despite Easter being behind us now, are still quite tasty. Let's take a look on the bright side. Friends, and welcome to the bright side. I'll be back for you, mini Reese Cups. I'm your host, Bob Herzog. After a non-traditional episode last week, it's good to get back to our normal weirdness. But seriously, for those of you who took part in the live chat last week, thank you so much for the ideas and the support. I am definitely mulling over that t-shirt idea, and I love that some of you have even formed a new group, the Bright Side with Bob Herzog Street Team, to try and make sure that each episode gets shared as much as possible. Combine that with the POJB and fans of Bob Herzog of WKRC, and it just blows my mind how you guys are helping this whole thing succeed. Our last regular episode surpassed anything we'd done before in terms of shares and views, so let's keep it up and share it and share it and share it all, and let's put a little more good out into the world. Back to those leftover Easter goodies now. The Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden posted this video on the Twitters. Lots of their animals celebrating the holiday. The rhinos, the elephants enjoying some Easter eggs left by the Easter bunny. And then you've also got the bonobos we're about to take a look at. And listen how they reacted when they got their Easter baskets. They're just so excited. Bonobos are members of the great ape family, along with gorillas, orangutans, chimpanzees. The zoo says for their enrichment, the bonobos got dyed hard-boiled eggs and popcorn in their Easter baskets, along with some other yummy snacks. The Cincinnati Zoo also providing this video. Now, I didn't see any peeps in those bonobo baskets. I actually don't know how much great apes like marshmallow, but if you want marshmallow, I got some marshmallow for you. We're getting a new look at the latest entry in the Ghostbusters franchise, and this latest clip shows a pack of, look, tiny Stay Puft Marshmallow Men freaking out Paul Rudd. They're literally roasting each other and putting each other in s'mores. That is disturbing. Sony Pictures providing this clip from Ghostbusters Afterlife. The movie follows a mom and her two kids who move to a small town and discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters, along with the secret legacy their grandfather left behind. Ghostbusters Afterlife arrives in theaters this November. Who are you going to call? Well, if it's, for something paranormal, or if you're just a big Ray Parker Jr. fan, the answer is Ghostbusters. But if you need a lift, your call might be to Uber. And maybe, just maybe, your driver will be this next guy, the rideshare foodie. He is trying to visit all 50 states to try different foods, and of course, he chronicles his journey on social media. Steve Large caught up with him in Stockton, California.
He is an Uber driver.
So what's your favorite thing to eat? This is usually
with an appetite for adventure.
That's usually how it goes.
Crescin Torres calls himself the rideshare foodie.
All right, so this is the rideshare foodie.
His Instagram page shows the stops he's made across the country, hitting all 50 states. His favorite food so far? A crazy combination.
Chili and cinnamon rolls. Chili, and you have your cinnamon roll on the side. I fell in love with that in Wichita, Kansas. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
On a recent ride to Stockton, he found International Flavors food truck.
This right here is your top seller. Okay, we're gonna do this thing, man.
Owner Waleed Tumbadi is grateful for the attention.
By him doing this, it puts a lot of these small businesses on the map.
The reason why I started was to get out to see what the real America was like.
Creskin's cross-country adventure has revealed a nation he says needs to see more of itself. Communities of different cultures all have more in common than they often admit.
There's some people that just haven't been from one side of the city to the other. That's 15, 20 minutes. It's very interesting.
This is really good, man.
This is the remix.
A rideshare driver delivering delicious images to his food blogging followers.
Food is a common ground.
And offering food for thought.
So you from Stockton?
On his all-American road trip.
America is amazing. God bless America.
Cool is Creskin. Creskin has visited 45 states so far. He's only got Hawaii, Alaska, Montana, and both Dakotas left on his list. But let's go back a minute here. Chili and cinnamon rolls, not a combination I would have thought about trying. But that's the thing about combinations. Sometimes it's the ones you don't think about that end up being the most interesting. Well, an Ohio businessman is about to try a pretty crazy combo: space and sea. Brightside Brad Underwood shows us what this modern-day explorer hopes to find.
In the western Pacific Ocean near Guam, the Mariana Trench is the deepest point of any ocean at more than 36,000 feet. If you put Mount Everest in it, it's still underwater by more than a mile.
Almost every time they explore uncharted areas at that depth, they find things.
Larry Connor is about to be the next explorer. The real estate investor has properties in Blue Ash, Mason, and Oakley, but will soon call this Triton submarine home.
The inner part of it's a titanium ball. It's not very big.
The sub is about 4.5 feet wide and about the same height. In the trench, Connor and the sub's pilot will explore two valleys known as the Challenger Deep and the Serena Deep, searching for sea life, vegetation, and floor formations.
Congratulations, Victor.
While the trench is familiar with visitors of all depths, the Serena Deep is widely unexplored. Connor's journey is only the second trip to the bottom.
I didn't want to go and just be a passenger. I wanted to be an active participant, and I wanted to conduct some serious research, which I'm really confident that we'll accomplish.
If that's not enough, after going to the deepest part of the Earth, Connor will leave it, flying the first civilian space mission to the International Space Station in 2022.
I'm thrilled and honored, and to be unique, that I'll have the opportunity to be the first person within a 12-month period of time to go to the deepest part of the ocean and then go to outer space.
The dives will take about 4 hours to cover the 7 miles down. Connor says he hopes his discoveries inspire future explorers.
Hopefully in our own small way, maybe we can be an igniter or spark for youth to pursue some of their dreams.
Brad Underwood, Local 12 News.
So cool, and it'd sure be neat if, when Mr. Connor is up in orbit, he sees a small spacecraft carrying the last son of Krypton. But if not, at least we've got lots of comics and movies and cartoons about Kal-El. And if you're lucky enough to have a copy of the first comic to ever feature the Man of Steel, boy, are you in luck. Get this, an issue of Action Comics #1 just sold for $3.25 million during a private sale. The coveted issue introduced the world to Superman. The copy is said to be one of the best kept in the world. It was first introduced in 1938 with hundreds of thousands of copies published, but it's estimated that only about 100 of them are still out there today. Now, this was a record-setting sale. The previous record for the comic was $3.2 million back in 2014. Hey, do you remember in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, when Lex Luthor, played by Gene Hackman, used a lock of hair from Superman, played by Christopher Reeve, to create an evil radioactive clone guy? Well, now maybe we could do that with George Washington. Hair from the father of our country has sold for nearly $40,000. Leland's auction house says the multiple strands have been stored in a handmade brass and glass locket for years. They're believed to have been removed from Washington's head close to or right after his death back in 1799. The bidding started at just $1,000 back in February, and then 45 bids later, the price rose to more than $39,000. From General Washington to a man who's been dubbed the oldest living general, retired U.S. Air Force Lieutenant General Harry Goldsworthy turned 107 years old last week, and a California community helped him celebrate in style. He arrived to his birthday celebration on a motorcycle driven by a member of the Southern California Patriot Guard Riders. Hundreds of people in Riverside also showed up Saturday to help him celebrate. Goldsworthy received a Military Honor Guard tribute and certificate of appreciation for his service to our country, and he's still as witty and sharp as they come.
I get asked all the time, what did you do to live so long? And I tell them that I think it's just God's will, and sometimes I wonder whether he's rewarding me or punishing me.
Goldsworthy says his secret to a long life is to drink a shot of vodka every night before bed. Thank you for your service, sir, and for your suggestion. Well, a friendship built over distance learning is now finally getting to move where we all want those friendships to move into the real world. 2 Las Vegas elementary school students were able to meet in person for the first time this week. As Alexis Gorey reports, their friendship had a bond that was just too strong for virtual classes.
It was a birthday surprise 7-year-old Julia McLean didn't see coming.
I felt like I was on a play date with someone, but I didn't know who. I'm like,
a barrier known as distance learning broken down by a long-awaited hug.
I felt like jumping, excited. I run, we played. I got so excited, and she said that I had a lot of energy.
It was just amazing. It brought happy tears to my eyes.
Yeah, I was excited. I was happy for her.
Yeah, it's been really tough on her. And every day we try to find something different that we can be entertaining with, whether it's arts and crafts at home, just trying to keep her active.
Julia's mother, Lisa, says being able to see friends online during the COVID-19 pandemic has helped.
But she's very social. She's a social butterfly, so the fact that she was at home, it really it just put a damper on things.
Until one fall day, a substitute teacher left the Google Class meet on. Julia and a couple of other students stayed on.
And they were just cracking up, joking around, and then ever since then, they wanted to keep in contact.
A new friendship was born between Julia and her classmate. With permission from the other child's mother, the girls have been chatting every day since on Kids Messenger. 1 week after their spring break meetup, the girls are now back at Ober Elementary full-time.
And they're actually together because they were on different cohorts.
Another sweet surprise for Julia as she now gets to play with her friend off the screen.
It was amazing, and we really wanted a hug, but they didn't allow us. No, they did not.
Already waiting for the next time they meet again.
And I kind of miss her right now.
In Las Vegas, Alexis Gorey, News 3.
I hope they get to hug it out soon. I love that. And hey, let's just go ahead and keep it with the cool kids. Is that okay? Retail giant Old Navy is taking advice from a 7-year-old girl who has to be one of the world's youngest fashion critics. As part of a class assignment on how to write persuasive letters, Cameron Gardner wrote one to Old Navy about girls' jeans. The little girl from Bentonville, Arkansas was annoyed that the front pockets on kids' jeans are fake. They're fake. She wrote to the retailer saying she'd like to have real pockets, thank you very much, in Old Navy's kids' jeans because she'd like to put her hand in her pockets. Old Navy liked that idea too and wrote her a thank you note. But the big box store did even more than that. They sent her 4 pairs of jeans and jeans shorts with real pockets. And Cameron and her classmates learned an important lesson about the true power of persuasion. Now, I come from an era of parachute pants, jackets with zippers that literally went nowhere, but I still stand with Cameron. Don't pretend to give me a pocket. Give me a pocket. Also, her writing that letter reminds me of the movie Summer School with Mark Harmon when Chainsaw wrote a similar letter and got free sunglasses. Anyone? Nope, probably not. Anyway, hey, we've got time for one more to inspire. A small nonprofit farm is trying to make a big difference in the lives of forgotten farm animals. The need for a safe home never ends. The farm only has so much room, but the owners have a lot more love to give. Alexa Helwig tells us why they're asking for help.
Foreverland Farm is a safe haven. Abused, neglected, and thrown away farm animals come here to finally heal. In turn, their stories of survival,
what do you think, Brecken,
became a gift to founder Brittany Kane.
I went through some really difficult things in my own life, and I feel like I owe them. Like they brought life back into me.
Kane started her mission to give animals a better life more than 3 years ago.
I think it was our first chickens that we ever rescued were 2 roosters from Colorado. And they were in a cockfighting ring out there, and the FBI raided that ring.
Most of these animals will live out the rest of their lives here. Many have special needs or require extra care.
We have a goat that has 3 legs. He was born that way.
By seeing this goat persevere, along with 80 other animals on a small 5-acre farm.
Come on, let's go.
Kane wants to do more, but the farm has hit capacity.
We've had to say no probably every day, the past couple months, because the need doesn't stop just because we can't take any more animals in.
Kane started a campaign with hopes of raising enough money to move to 40 or 50 acres in Claremont County. More space means saving more animals. She set a hefty goal of $600,000.
We've raised $45,000 so far towards that, which is pretty huge. Like, we've set a couple milestones. The first milestone is $150,000 for like the down payment.
Alexa Helwig, Local 12 News.
Isn't it amazing? There are always people out there who want to help, like at Foreverland Farm. The thing is, when you go to help, a lot of times you end up helping yourself. You can help us out. Share this episode around because maybe someone you know needs to take a look on the bright side.